everyone. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel and spending this time with me virtually. I hope you're all doing well and had a great week. Um, this week's poem is called My Testimony, and it's about how God delivered me from depression and anxiety. Um, our society is rampant with mental illness right now, and suicide rates are going up. The amount of pills people are taking is ridiculous. People are feeling more hopeless than ever. And yes, there is COVID-19 plays a big part in it, but even without COVID-19, we are at an all-time high for all these things. So I want to show with this poem that God is able to deliver anyone from anything, from any mental health illness or challenge anyone's having. I will put some resources in the description box. You guys should avail yourself of it. My DMs are always open to ask for a prayer, to vent, to explain what you're going through, and I will try my best to help you in a biblical manner. I am not a certified counselor. I'm just passionate about spreading the word of God and bringing hope to the hopeless. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy this. I will put trigger warnings. Don't worry about that. Yeah, so also please share this poem with your non-believing friends, with your believing friends, with everyone who you know is struggling with mental health. God is still in the business of healing, and he's still in the business of miracles. And if he can save me, he can save anyone. So here's my testimony. Was I not born to die? A question I lingered on too often. Would anyone care if I weren't here? A thought I gave too much time to as my doubts and insecurities compounded on themselves to suffocate me in my sadness. The enemy's attempt to snuff out my destiny and render me ineffective, but there was always a part of me that gasped for air, not knowing all I needed was a breath from heaven. But I gave the enemy too much power. I gave into the lies, which got bigger and bigger. I gave into falling deeper and falling apart. I gave into the thought that the world is better off if I weren't in it. I gave into the stagnating spiral, experiencing extreme lows in my own world of 24-hour darkness. My head filled with constant screaming and my face painted with a smile hiding the 32 ways I'm thinking of dying. My sixth therapist all explained in various colors that my brain is chemically imbalanced. They explained also clearly that this is likely a lifelong problem, only manageable with antidepressants, Sarafem, Zoloft, Celexa, and Prozac, tried and tested, but they all came back the opposite way they went in. God knew they weren't for me and made my body reject them. Huddled over a trash can alone in my dorm, shaking, anxious, broken, feeling like the walls are closing in. None of it made sense. All was going well in my life, but all I could do was cry because I tried to just make it to the next day on my own strength, managing the torment and suffering alone. Years later, I still felt alone in a room full of people. Years later, and my nightmares and sleeplessness continued. Push a few more years and I was finally rescued. As I turned to God, my 24 hours of darkness ended. The sun rose again, and now instead of medication, I rely on biblical meditation. I rely on my daily dose of vitamin capital G. As the hope filled my once hopeless soul, I now treat myself with kindness and patience and experience peace and joy. I now have self-control and spiral no more. It's not a coincidence that these are the fruits of the Spirit. I was found by God's grace, and he relieved me and delivered me as he does from all our troubles. And he's replaced my crying for no reason to smiling for no reason. He lifted me from the pit of depression, the sunken wall of anxiety, and set my feet on firm foundation. He lifted my head when I was down and shone his face upon me. And as he comforts me in times of trouble, I will show him to those who need the same. Where my tears were heavy as hail, where my words failed and limbs flailed, he came through my mouth with Elysian words. Unknown to me, he brought joy to my once gray soul and made it glow. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, let me know if you want me to do a poem on anything in particular. I'll be very happy to take on that challenge. As I mentioned, I will put some resources in the description box about this. We are far too precious as God's children to be suffering from depression and anxiety. My DMs are always open for you guys to chat with me or whatever it is you want. Prayer requests, venting, whatever it may be. I love you all. God bless you. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share the whole shebang. Thank you all so much. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.